Oh, good day, crafty chums. I've just got to go in and turn some volume off on my YouTube side. So if you hear anything, excuse me, because I went live. I went live by accident, and I wasn't quite ready. Oh dear. Oh, I'm already muted, so that's okay. So let me see. I'm just waiting for chat to come up now. My computer's a bit slow. It's a bit of a it had an upgrade, which was really a downgrade in its ability. So it keeps not wanting to cooperate with me for some unknown reason. Excuse my voice. I haven't spoken all day today, so I'm a little bit croaky, and I only spoke for an hour yesterday, an hour and a half yesterday, so you have to excuse me for not being able to talk. Sometimes, you know, if when you're on your own and you don't have people to talk to, you tend to lose your voice. I don't know if you know that, but that's what happens. Oh dear. Okay, I'm just having a little chat with Michelle there. So let's just see. So I'm sorry about my voice. It might it's coming back now though. As I say, it's been let's see, it's been about 24 hours since I used my voice. So live streams are good for me. It means I get to use my voice. So anyway, I was watching Ruby Dooby this morning, and she's got the Tim Holtz found relatives things, and relatives, you know, lots with people. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, do you know what? I don't want to get those because that's what everybody else will have. So I was looking, and the other day, a black and white photograph came up for me when I was younger, because that's what we had back then, black and white. Black and white and tinted photographs. And I was thinking, oh my goodness. Oh dear, I could do that. I could do those found relatives. So I just printed a few off just to see what they would look like. They're in black and white already, so I just printed them off on my laser. And this one is me. Me. I'm a little doll who's quite a big doll. I just can't remember that doll's name. Might have been Rosie or something. And so that's me and my doll. Cute. So I printed them off. The quality's not that good, but I didn't expect them to be, because the photographs, I've scanned them in my printer, and I probably, when I was at my mum's house a few years back, I scanned in all the photographs that I could find that she had. I didn't want to take her photographs off her, so I scanned them into the computer. And I probably didn't do them at a high enough resolution, but I think they're quite okay, maybe. So that was me. Take you back in time. So this is probably 1940s. No, yep, 1940s or early 1950s. And this is this little cheeky thing here is my mum. It's my mum. This is my great auntie Ivy. This is my great uncle Ivor. Can't remember. I do know these are relatives, but I can't remember their names. And this is my mum's cousin Neville. So it would be a cousin, I don't know, is that once, twice removed? So it's my mum's cousin Neville. So it's cute. And this dress here is the same wedding dress that my nan wore. It went through the whole of the girls in her family and some of the other relatives during the Second World War. And it's found its way here. So there you go. And this is my nan and granddad. So this is my nan and granddad, and this is the same dress as this dress here. It's the same dress. So this wedding dress did the rounds, and it's patched. You probably can't see it very well on this photograph, but in real life, this is patched. The holes, there were some holes in it, and it's patched with lace handkerchiefs. So, hi Debbie. And so this is my nan, and this is my granddad, who was obviously in the Second World War. So that was them. And I've made the photographs smaller as we go along, because of course in your found relatives things, they you know, you have to get them smaller to be able to use them on things. So I'm printing them, you know, reducing the size in them as well. So this is my mum. Again, this is my mum. She actually went on to become, she passed all her grades to become a ballet dance instructor, teacher, but she never bothered. I think she found my dad and got married and had kids, and that was the end of that. So that was my mum, is my mum, because my mum's still alive. And this is my nan. And if anybody wants to know who I look like my nan. Apparently I'm the spitting image of her. And this is my granddad. I think this was one of his demob photographs after the Second World War, when he went back to Civvy Street. So that's my granddad, and he's got like grey blue steel coloured eyes, and my daughter has the same colour eyes as that. So I was reducing them, playing around with sizes, see if I could make them small enough. And this is my granddad in his demob suit after the Second World War. So they came out, and that was his demob suit. They gave them civilian clothing to come out of the army after the Second World War. So that's what he looked like, still a young man. Lovely. You can see you know, it's cracked and that the photo. So when I was home a few years ago, I was looking through my mum's photographs and saying, you know, that she ought to scan them in as well, because of the some of the photographs, of course, are cracked and fading, and you can see little bits of bits on there where the photograph is degrading as well. So I scanned them in to save them a lot. And so I thought my found relatives, I'd make them smaller and start putting them onto cardstock, and then being able to use them in the same way that I see other people use Tim Holt's found relatives. So that's my granddad again, and this is my nan. She would hate this photograph, but because she was in service when she was younger, but I actually think that this is after she was in service. I think this is when she was in the tea rooms at some place. I think I don't know what age she went into service, but she was called a tweenie, which was below. She was the person who did the you know, swept down the stairs when she was a teenager. I think she was 11, 12 or 13, something like that. And so she was in service. And so that's my nan again. So as I say, I've been shrinking down the photographs to so that I can perhaps use them in my thing. And I reduced the, did I say hi Michelle? I don't know if I did. Hi Michelle. So this is my mum again, where I've reduced the photographs and that. And this is my nan and granddad on their wedding day, which I've reduced the photographs down again. They came out a bit dark, but I think they're still quite usable. I'll know when I start cutting them up whether they are or not. And this is my nan and her dad. So this is my nan and my great granddad on her wedding day. So her dad giving her away. And my my great granddad there, I believe, was a gardener and a florist. He did my nan's. He made my nan's bouquet as well. So yeah, very nice. And And obviously he wasn't a very tall man, because my nan was not a very tall lady either. So, and I think my son must take after him, because my son isn't hugely tall either. He's a lot taller than me, but not hugely tall. And this is my mum and dad's excuse me, this is my mum and dad's wedding photograph. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to use this, of course, because it's this is my mum and this is my dad. My mum's about 5 foot tall and my dad's 6'4". So my mum's wearing heels and has got this little headdress thing on as well. My mum's tiny lady, my dad's tall. So anyway, so I thought I'd have a bit of fun, maybe going through some photographs, and that's what I've been doing this morning. As I say, I haven't made this one quite small enough yet, but I've got a few ones of me, which of course obviously I can use because it's me. And my nan and granddad, of course, because my nan and great granddad, and my nan and granddad, because they're no longer alive anyway, so they won't be upset by me using them, I don't think. I think they'd be quite happy. Yes. So I thought I'd cut them out, stick them on a, I don't know whether I'll stick them on cardstock yet. I'll see how flimsy they are after cutting them out. And thinking that you could perhaps chat along with me or something, keep me company. I'm not in a good way, so I need some company. So we'll cut this out. Seems funny. My granddad died in 1980. Let's see, 1980. It was after my daughter was 6 months old, so 1985, I believe it is. It could have been 1986 beginning, but definitely around that time. And he was only 65 when he died, and he died of emphysema. So a young man when he died as well. 65 is no age. Hi, Josie. How are you? So as I say, I'm thinking that my son, because I'm thinking that my son must take after my great granddad, because as I say, he wasn't tall. But looking at my granddad, he probably takes after my granddad too, because my son is losing his hair, and my granddad had a very high forehead, as he used to say. But he had the most, his eyes were like grey blue eyes, which my daughter has, which is nice. It's nice to see the the family traits and that going through. And as I say, everybody says I'm the spitting image of my nan. Oh, yeah, 51, that's no age either, is it? When your dad passed at 59, that's no age either, man. Yeah. My nan always blamed the Second World War, of course, because they encouraged the soldiers and that to smoke. And emphysema is a side effect of all of that, the smoking and things. So, yeah, I think that now I've got him cut out from the background, I think it looks quite good, doesn't it? I think that will do nicely. Thank you very much, Grandad. Yeah, my nan never remarried, but she was 5 years older than my granddad. So he died at age 65, and she would have been 70 when he died. So of course, if you think about it, in between the First World War and the Second World War, the First World War, they lost a lot of younger men. You know, a whole generation of men were wiped out, and a lot of women found that they were marrying men younger than they were, just because at that time there was a missing generation. Yeah, the First World War was brutal. The other photograph I showed you, which one was it? This one. I think that this was on his D-Mob photograph, I believe. So when he came out, that was his photograph when he came out. Look at his square jaw. My granddad had a really square jaw. Look at that. Oh dear. Lantern jaw. So anyway, that's my granddad. Let's do one of my mum. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult to cut out, obviously. So we'll just get this one of my mum. Cut my nan out. My nan's peeping through the window there. Peeping through the door, I think it is, not a window. If I do it that way up, you may see a little bit better as I cut it out. As I say, my mum was a talented lady. She could have done so much, but in the end, she ended up meeting my dad, getting married, and having babies for a career. She passed all her ballet exams and got to the grade of a teacher. And then, of course, as I say, she met my dad. And that was that. It's quite difficult to separate her out from the background there, but once I get her out, I'm sure it'll be a good effect, like it is with my granddad. I tell you, my mum could still do the splits right up until quite later on in life. And I tell you, that's a sight to see, because later on in life, my mum was not a small lady, you know, as in weight-wise. And she small in height, but not weight. So it's a sight to see that she could still do the splits and that. It used to be her little party piece, I think. Come on, mum, do the splits. Poor mum. Used to get her to perform for us. She used to help me. I mean, I did ballet up until I was 16 as well, and she used to help me along. But yeah, and I used to dance on points and that in shows and things. But I'm not sure that there are any photos of me around dancing. Performing. I'm going to just chop that there because I'm having trouble seeing. See if I got a Did I have the larger one? Yeah, I've got the larger one there, so it might help me to figure out where her leg is. It's a little bit dark in there, so I'm having trouble seeing. Don't want to chop her leg off. Yeah, my nan used to prepare my point shoes for me as well. She used to darn the points, because she used to have to oversew and darn where you go up on your points for the satin, to keep the satin of your ballet shoes. It's because it's such a wear and tear on it when you go up on points, that you used to have to darn the ends of it. And my nan used to do all that for me, because my nan was a seamstress as well as her early years working in service. So yeah, so after watching Ruby this morning, I thought, I just need to go through some old photographs I have and make up my own relatives, and that way use my own relatives, because that way no one else will have them. Mine won't be the same as everyone else's because I'm using my own photographs. I've only been through a few. It seems cool to cut my nan's face like that. Cut my mum's finger. Sorry, Mum. Oh. So she's looking up at her little hand up there. So it's a little bit difficult to separate out because the quality of the print wasn't that good. It's not bad. We're getting there. Going to immortalise my mum forever. Oh yeah. It's good. I think we forget that we can use our own, our own photographs and things in what we're doing. It's like, ooh. Even if you don't have old photographs, you can turn your modern day photographs into black and white and use them as an old picture or something. This one is a little bit big, but because I haven't yet downsized it, but I want to see if this one will come out as well as the others, because I got a couple of cute little toddler photographs that I could use as well as of me. I love this doll. I've had her for years. Don't know what happened to her though. I'm pretty sure her name was Rosie, but I wasn't very good with names for my toys and that. It's like my teddy bear was called Ted. Mine and everybody else's teddy bear called Ted, except for my husband. He had cracking names. Look, I think my mum put a bowl on top of my head and cut my hair. all the ladies dressed in black with veils over their heads. Oh yeah, I bet that's a cracking photograph. Really interesting to see. Anybody else have the pudding bowl haircut? Anybody else's mum cut their hair like that? The exact same haircut. There you go, see? I don't think I ever had long hair as a child. I think my hair was always short. Your hair was too curly. Yeah, my hair has always been dead straight. Except for when I had it permed. And I had it permed when I was younger because my hair was always so greasy, and if you permed it, it dried your hair out for you. I could tell I was a child of the 60s. Look how short that skirt is. Oh. Got my flip-flops on that they call thongs over here, or jandals. Thongs or jandals. Oh, I really look like one of his found relatives now, don't I? Oh, sweet. That's amazing. I have to get some of my cats out. Cool. I mean, this is going to work rather well. The weather, we've just had a storm come through the other day, and with it brought really icy cold weather. It was raging. It was torrential rain and freezing cold winds, and yes, very. And now it's I think autumn's here now. So this is my nan and her dad. So my nan and my great granddad. So is winter broken where you gals are in the northern hemisphere? Because the cold is here with a vengeance at the moment. My tomatoes decided to start ripening last week, and now we've had the cold weather come in, so that may be the end of my tomatoes. Oh dear. Still got 4 lettuce plants on the go. I'm hoping they'll survive because we haven't had frosts overnight yet, but the temperatures dropped to about 7 degrees overnight. At the moment it's only 12 degrees, so but the sun's shining, which is nice in this room anyway, because the sun comes in the morning in this room. Yeah, you can forgive almost anything with the sun, can't you? I could probably take him out of the picture altogether and have just my great granddad there. But I don't think I could have my nan on her own because her arm's linked with his. You woke up and the mountains were full of snow. Okay. So I don't know what happened to this wedding dress afterwards, after it went all through the family. Would have been nice if you know, some of it still remains somewhere. Oh, dropped it. I just move my bin to the other side. That way I can get it in there. So I've got physio this afternoon and I'm hoping they'll sign me off with my shoulder at last. It's been, what's it? January, February. It's been 14 months so far and I'm still don't have full range of motion in my shoulder. But I think that they're basically saying that that's as good as it's going to get and I can have surgery if I want to. But I'm thinking that I don't want to have surgery because it's the only movement that I don't have is if you put your arm to 90 degrees and you put your arm into your waist and then move your arm like that. That's the movement that I don't have left in my shoulder. So but it's not holding me back from anything. So I'm thinking, no, I don't want to put myself through a surgery. Not yet, anyway. So I'm hoping to be signed off today. That'll be another quick $80. So there you go. That's my nan and my great granddad. Mount Etna is beautiful. Covered in snow, I bet it is. Now my granddad might be a bit difficult to get out of this one because he's so dark. His legs are really in the dark. So I think I'll leave that one till last, maybe. Get my little nan out of there. I'm so glad that I went and scanned these photographs in. So, and I have some not only great memories, but I can use them as well. So now it's going to be difficult to separate her from the shadow. What's the shadow and what's the dress? And her hand, obviously, on the rock. I should have left her on the rock, maybe. Maybe I'll leave her on the rock on the other one. Cut her off the rock here. Actually, a wall she's sat on. Don't say the F word, yes. Oh dear. Don't say the F word. I'm cutting them out. No one's allowed to say the F word to me, all right? I could perhaps go back in at a later time and go through the photographs individually in Photoshop or something and lighten things up and darken other things, see if I can get, you know, the shadows and things right. But I just thought I'd see what it was like, see whether they were worth, the photographs were worth scanning in, and not scanning in because I'd already scanned them in. Printing out is what I meant. Yeah, she looks like a one-legged lady now. I might have to leave the rock in because her other leg's behind this one. If you could see on here, there's her leg there, and there's her foot. So, and it's not quite clear on that, but if I go in and I mess about with the contrast and that, I should be able to get that to come out. So that's worth it to see. Oh dear. Yeah, Anne-Marie, I don't know. I haven't spoken to her for a few days. I think Michelle spoke to her on Saturday. Yeah, I haven't seen her around. She hasn't answered me messages and things. So, but Michelle's spoken to her, so I know she's okay. Sometimes you just need downtime, don't you? Now, when Michelle and I were messaging earlier on, it was a group message with Anne-Marie, but she didn't join in, so we haven't spoken to her today. I love the way my granddad looks so pleased with himself. Oh, he was a ladies' man, my granddad, a ladies' man. He was well liked. So I can't quite see that. I've got a bigger one of that one. I do have a big one of that one. I don't know whether you can see, but it's really difficult to see his leg going down there. I can see 1 foot leg, but yeah, the contrast on that one isn't very good. So this is one I'm going to have to go in and alter as well. I'm guessing where his leg is now. Hi, Sherry. So I'm guessing he stood somewhere around the same height as my nan because they're in the grass. These have come out much better than I expected. So yeah, I thought I wasn't going to get anything from them really. I always knew it was going to be difficult. Yeah, they do, don't they? Once they're cut, they do look good. Ooh. So should I guess his other leg there? I don't quite remember when my nan and granddad were married. I know that after they were married, he went off into the Second World War. So I think they had to wait a little bit because, of course, obviously he was 5 years younger and he enlisted. He lied about his age, and like many men did at that age, at that time, lied about his age to get in. And they didn't, they were so desperate they didn't check anyway. So even though my granddad looks older there, he's actually quite a young man. It's quite a young man there. So this might be 1940, 1941, something like that. So believe it or not, he's probably around 20 there. He didn't enlist before because he's already got stripes on. So this was must have had leave or something. 20, younger. can't remember when they were married. This is the thing. Can't remember. I'll have to go and have a look now at the records or ask my mum. Damn, I'm so bad on dates. My memory is atrocious. Might even have been younger there. But then again, at that time, men did look older than they were. And they aged rather quickly as well. But that's no surprise, is it? So we'll give him legs, even though I can't quite see them. Hi, Ginny. So I can't quite see his legs there, but I know there'll be a roughly, I can see this foot here along there. So they're going to be around here somewhere. So I'm going to give him 10 feet because I can't quite, as I say, I can't quite see. I'm probably cutting off a couple of inches in his height there. Oh dear. Probably could do better on his shoes, but I'm sure he'll forgive me on this one until I get the contrast sorted on that photograph. But good enough, I think. Good enough for now. And then I've got this one, which is my mum and dad's wedding. As you can see, this is a 60s one. Oh no, not 60s at all, is it? Because my brother was born in 1960, so this is 1959. 1959, there you go. I might take him and her out and then just keep the three there. Sure, let's have a go. This was my mum's best friend. So, and that's her daughter, I think. So just take her out the picture. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mum, that's your best friend gone. My dad with this nice flat top haircut. Never believe it, would you? But my dad had ginger hair. And you can't even see it in the photo. He was a Brill cream boy. No large noises today, Ginny, just me. Just quietly, just getting on with it. Just felt I needed some company today, so decided to do a live and see who popped in to chat with me. Might have cut some of my dad's face off there. Never mind. Sorry, Dad. Hi, Susan. How are you? Is that headache gone yet? You like the sound of cutting? Oh dear. Sound of cutting is much nicer on the ears, isn't it? So I'm going to find some more relatives to cut up later on. Sort through a few more images and things. That'd be great, wouldn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. I've been meaning to do this for ages, and then watching Ruby this morning, I thought, I just need to do that. I don't even know what her hair looks like. We'll give her a bit of a hair. Down there. As you see, when I can't quite see what's going on, I'm just making it up. And the cat's rubbing his face on my easel. Yeah, these ones are just on paper. Because I was going to stick them onto cardstock, but I don't actually think I need to. It's just on printer paper. I do need to go back in and, as I say, I've got to alter the contrast on some of these because it's really difficult to see, to actually see where bits and pieces are. But it was just, yeah, I just saw Ruben and thought, nah, I just need to, sometimes you just need to go out and do what you've been meaning to do for ages. And I've seen, you know, so many people play with their little Tim Holtz relatives and that. So I thought I'd get my relatives out and give it a go. Yeah, so there we go. And then they'll I might immortalize my family in index cards. I might, you know, go and do some index cards and then immortalize my family, keep my family. I think that's going to be a cracking idea. Do some mixed media and get my family pictures out, and yeah, that's going to be great fun. Great fun. Look, there's me. Yeah, I'll do me a bit smaller, I think, because I'm not even that big in real life. Just kidding. Oh, yes. So what do you think then, gang? Is it a hit or a miss? Oh, I think it's a hit. I was also mecking about with I was watching Elizabeth Brewer, and she was doing her little never-ending books. And I thought, well, I've got loads of cut up paper here from the altered book I did a few months ago now, and I've just had it sat there, and I thought, what should I do with it? Oh, see that I could even put my family in a book, couldn't I? I could. Hit. There you go. So I've got all this paper there, and I've got like ideas, and I've been so busy working that I haven't had time to do nothing. Nothing. And I've got some videos I need to record this week because Eileen and I are doing another we're not going to do a 30-day challenge this time. We're going to do a week challenge. So I've got to get the videos done for that, for the challenge for the week. I said to her, I don't have enough time to do a 30-day challenge at the moment. It's like, so let's do a week. So, because, you know, Shark Week, well, it's going to be not Shark Week, but it is going to be a week-long challenge. And I'm not going to give you any more than that, a week-long challenge. You may or may not love it. And that's going to be March, I think it is, 1st of March that starts. Okay, I'm just mucking about now. I'm just taking out the middle bit of grass there. So you can actually see she's got a bent knee. Oh, I can't believe that I don't have any photographs of me dancing, Mother. Isn't it funny how nowadays we're so busy taking photographs with our phones that we never print out photographs? They're just on your phone. So, oh, no. No. You're eating your breakfast. Oh, it's 10:24 here a.m. I'm going to be going for a walk shortly. Get out in that sunshine, even though it's cold. It's nice to go walking when it's cooler and sunny. Sort of like ideal, isn't it? Could you get round his little head more? My granddad's head. He looks like he's got quite a thick neck there. Well, my nan did always, when she was annoyed with him, his name's Alfred, and when she was annoyed with him, she used to say, "Freddie, you fathead." So I gave him a fathead. Oh, my nan, that was her, like, her worst form of swearing. "Freddie, you fathead." Okay, thanks, Debbie. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just about to go now because I just wanted to show you my relatives, show you my fan relatives. Ooh, some interesting photographs if you go and look through your stash of old family photos. Just got to be careful, I suppose, who's in the photograph with people as to whether you can use them on anything or not. I don't know. But as I say, that's my nan and granddad and my great granddad. I mean, these people are all dead now. My dad's dead. You know, my mum's still here, but she won't mind if I keep her in the photograph with dad. And that's me, so I don't care either. I've got a great one of me and my older sister in the garden, and we're playing with a paper bag, and she's put the paper bag on my head because she obviously had enough of me. That'll be a cracking one to do. Are you in bed and sewing? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So if I get time, I will be doing some found relatives on index cards. I'm just making a little montage of family. I think will be nice. Be a nice little thing to do, won't it? Get some of those. I suppose eventually I'll put it into an album as well, like I do. You know me and my albums, my index card albums. Oh, I haven't quite finished off. I haven't quite finished off my stuffed envelope yet. I've come to a little bit of a standstill on that. And so I'm going to go for a walk, and I'm going to think of some other things to do with it, because I need to send it off by the end of the month. And it's getting towards the end of the month, isn't it? It's like, oh. So I've got my banner on the back that says lady. It's my little banner. I put in some tags, which is good. Good. Got my altered peg, which you could use, put a magnet on the back, and then use it on your fridge to hold like memos and things. Just look pretty there. Look pretty. I don't know whether I showed you this up closer, but this is a stamp that I have of a tag stamp, so it's quite nice on the graphic 45 paper too. So it's another one. It's quite good. I like them. And this is the little notepad I made with the magnetic closure. So I made the notepad, stuck it all together and made it. So there's the notepad. And it's supposed to be stuffed, so I've got to think of other things to do with it now as well. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to take a stroll and think some more on it, and then finish that off, because I really do need to send it off. Another late swap. late swap. But yeah, I even put it in up on the edge there. I even put a little bit on the edge as well, just to finish off the pad. So that's there. I was looking for some like biros that I could take apart and stuff with paper and that, but I haven't actually been able to find, you know, the biros with the clear plastic sleeve. And you can actually pull them apart, and I was going to do that and but do you think I can find one? Now I think I want one. Can I find one anywhere? No, I can't. I've been looking to, you know, just look around the shops to buy a little cheap pack of one. Altered pen, that's what I was just saying. A cheap pack of these biros, so that I can put the paper inside to make it all pretty. And it's like, I can't find any. Cannot find one single one. Not one single one. So there's that idea gone, because you can't do it if you can't find them, can you? I don't really want to do one of those straw rosette things, because I don't think they're, you know, they may not be the most useful thing. They might look pretty, but they're not the most useful things in the world, are they? Might do a few altered paper clips, but yeah. So I'm a little bit stuck for that at the moment, but it will come to me. I might make a large tag to go in there, because I've still got some of these images that are still, you know, of the whole complete ladies. So I might do a large tag on that because that would just look pretty. I might do the little rosette one thing just because I can't find anything else to go in there. Oh dear. Maybe I could do some of these. Oh. Maybe, let's see, I could do a large tag as well, but then maybe, because I've still got, you know, this one here, so I could put her on a large tag. I think she's quite nice. Maybe I can cut these out and put them on paper, back them up, and have them as found relatives too. What do you think? I may do that. I may just pop them in as a found relative. That's an idea, isn't it? Cracking. Crack-a-lacking, as they say. Well, I might cut these along and just fold them up as a booklet. Cut some out as found relatives, turn her into a tag. I might cut these out as found relatives because her hand's there. And as I cut her out there, it ruins this bit here. So I could do that. I think that's an idea. I think I've got my next idea there. I'm saving her for myself because I love her. I'm going to put her on something. But yeah. There you go. Idea found. I've still got to go for my walk now, get a bit of fresh air. And thanks for joining me, everybody. It's been lovely to have some company, and see you all again soon. Bye. Bye.